Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vinita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment. I'm gonna actually read this topic because it's an exciting and fun topic, and I know you guys wanna stick around to know what I'm gonna be telling you guys. Signs that your twin flame will show up in your reality, right? Yes. I know that there's many videos out there. You'll have to compare what everybody else has told you guys, but this is my take on it. So here it is. We're gonna dive deep into this topic, and it's been a while. I've done so many serious topics. I decided to do something a little fun and a little bit exciting, and I'm pretty sure if you're a twin flame, you are in separation, you would want to know what these signs are from the universe and from everywhere else that you get, what this means when your twin flame will show up in reality, and what are the signs that the universe is giving to you. So here it is. This is the topic. Before we dive deep into it, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, please do not forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any future videos. You may want to check out my other topics on the pep talk and empowerment, as well as some guided meditations and the monthly collective reading that I usually have. So all of this is of course timeless. It's whenever you come across this channel, and the topics that I have here, they are meant to aid you in your soul's journey. I know that I actually draw in more the twin flame community, but it doesn't matter. This is again very, very generic, so you can apply that in any of your other situations as well. Whatever you want to do, you can knock yourself out. That's not an issue here, because I know non-twin flames also like my work, because my work is actually very generic, so it actually gears for everybody. It doesn't matter which path you are on. Having said that, if you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do that as well. You can book directly from my website. Link is in the description box. You can purchase and directly book from there, and yeah, it's a little bit different when you actually have one-on-one sessions with anybody, because it's a little bit easier to channel the energies and whatever have you. So you want to actually take a look at all these services that I've got, and just want to also add that 10% of Twin Flame Union sales also goes to charity. So all that information is also in my website. So here we are. We are going to be talking about signs that your twin flame will show up in your reality. And as usual, I have my notes here, and I want to say I came up with 11. So it just goes to show that 11 is a twin flame number, and I know that I wrote an article on it and I talk about it all the time. So yeah, it's 11 signs, and if I come up with more signs down the road, I'll always make another video. But I know that this is gonna actually be filled up pretty quickly in this entire video, just because I have so many, and I will actually give little examples as well. So stay tuned. Let's dive deep into it. Let's not wait anymore. Here we go. The first sign, and now I just want to say that this is not in any order. So I just kind of sequenced it as numbers from 1 to 11, just so that I don't lose track of it. But they don't have to come in any order, although some of them may seem that it may be. So take it as you resonate with it. See how many you actually are getting from this. Now I just want to say that this is different. This is not the same thing as reconciliation signs, because your reconciliation, if you're in separation, or which is majority of the twin flames, because let's face it, we all are in some sort of separation in some way, right? So that doesn't really mean that, because that is the work of the higher self, and I don't want to give you guys false hope in any way possible. We don't know what that is, even for yours, mine, or whatever have you, but just in my own channeling of the energies and just seeing things that I have seen in my own connection, I know that, and also I found that some of the law of attraction gurus were also saying very similar signs in their videos, so that kind of compiled this 11 basically signs that I'm thinking is the it. So and that actually goes to show that even the law of attraction principles is very much what the twin flame is. How do you even say it? Whatever twin flames are experiencing, it's actually part of law of attraction. A lot of the principles are actually applying it in the journey. So yeah, so that's and anybody that follows the law of attraction will tell you that it is also a spiritual way that the way that the universe works. So if you're on a spiritual journey and you're awake and you're aware, then yeah, you'll definitely resonate to the principles of law of attraction. And in fact, actually wrote 4-part series on that. So yeah, I know that it does apply in the twin flame journey. So the first sign that I'm gonna say is your deep inner knowing. And it doesn't matter how many readers you go to, it doesn't matter how many psychics, how many mediums, and what your friends say, what your family says, what the rest of the collectives in public forums or private forums will tell you based on your situation. It doesn't matter. It's your deep inner knowing, your gut instinct, that whatever you desire, which is definitely your twin flame, you know, that's why you're watching this, is on its way. That is going to do a boomerang back into your reality, whatever that is, or is going to have another round. I speak that from my own experience, because I have noticed, today is the June 11th, this is when I'm actually filming it, and this is 3 years, exact 3 years when I actually met my twin flame in physical reality, and when he had ghosted me and just, well, initially he didn't ghost me. He was still around for about 2.5 weeks after he just totally ghosted me. But for whatever reason, even at that time, I knew that he's gonna swing back around, and that we were not done yet. And of course, I didn't know the rest of the story as it started unfolding, as I went deep into my journey and how the whole thing came about. But what I was sure, even at that time, was that it's something that is going to rebound again, so that we were going to pick up where we had left off. So it's something that I knew 3 years back, exact 3 years back. I can't even talk today. It's such an exciting topic. I'm all over the place right now. But anyways, I want to say that that is true. So if you have been feeling this way, that your deep inner knowing that it's going to rebound again, that you guys are going to have a go at it again, no matter whether they've ghosted you, you haven't seen them for years and whatever have you. That's the number one most important sign, and it doesn't matter what anybody else will say to you. So that is your number one sign that your twin flame will show back. I can't talk. Seriously, sorry guys. I think it's the Mercury retrograde or something. Signs that your twin flame will show up in your reality. So yeah, deep inner knowing is number one in my list. Now we've got things that are going to be clicking in place. Now, this is gonna be very, very specific to your story, whatever that is, because everybody has their own story, and you will only know what that means. You'll have to write this down and then reflect on it later how. And I'm just gonna give you some examples of my own story, and you can kind of just think deep and try to figure out how your connection will have something similar. This was I'll tell you the recent events anyway, so this is the easiest way to give you examples. I know that last year I was reminded by a friend of mine to just remove contraceptives of your body or whatever have you, so that your body can reset and whatever. So I had, and I didn't even think about it, because this is just, I was so engrossed in the journey that I didn't even think that I actually still had something like that. And it's one of the blocks that I have, is to have children. So anyways, long story short, long-winded road. I go to my doctor, and she's like, oh, what, you want to have baby now, this and that. And I didn't want to really explain too much, because she's been my doctor for many years. She knew that I was never interested before and all that sort of thing. And then she's telling me, well, you can try and for a few months, and if you can't do all that, you can't have success. If you can't succeed, then just come back to me. We'll take you to the fertility clinic, because we don't want to be sitting there wasting too much time. See, in the world of medical science, and your doctors, if you're a woman, you'll resonate to this, that if you are past age 35, they start freaking out, because that's the time when you'll have a harder time conceiving and whatever have you. And some women actually have harder time even in their 20s. I know that a friend of mine, she's 29, and she had a hard time conceiving as well, but eventually she managed to. So it doesn't matter, age doesn't matter these days in medical world, because everybody gets into some sort of problems. Even my sister, when she was in her 20s, she was having a hard time. She had no problem conceiving, but she couldn't keep it. So she had so many miscarriages and stuff like that. So stuff like that always happens, but doctors, just they kind of, start freaking out when a woman is past the age of 35. So in this case, I go there, and I go to the clinic and whatever have you, and I was ordered to start taking prenatal vitamins, and she wanted me to go for blood work to see what my ovarian count was, and oh my goodness, and I thought, like, what the hell? And here my twin flame he had ghosted me completely, and I haven't seen him in 28 months, didn't even know if he was alive or whatever have you, because he just completely broke any communication with me. So I didn't know what was going on, and I was laughing at the universe, because I thought to myself, like, how, he's not even here, like, what does this mean, right? So I thought it was funny. I was still going ahead with the flow of whatever was happening, and just leaving it to go with, whatever they were telling me, I was going through with it, through the motions. And it was actually funny, because the day that that actually happened, 3 days later, I found him after 28 months. By that time, he had unblocked me, and I could actually see him. So yeah, so I was surprised, because just goes to show that that's what it is. It doesn't really matter that how the universe tries to play some sort of scenarios like this. You just never know how this can actually apply in your case. So that's another way of an example that I can give you. Another example that I'll give you is last year. This was close to the year's end. I remember my cousin just mentioned it, because she's like, oh yeah, just we were talking about weight and all that, and we were talking about food and how I have to start eating a little bit healthier and start to lose some weight. And I had picked up a little bit of weight during my my heavy twin flame, the 2.5 year span. A lot of it was ascension, but I was at the point where I wanted to also look at it in a health way as well, and try to be healthy. And if I am going to be preparing a vessel to have children and whatnot, I want to make sure that I'm actually physically healthy as well, so that they don't get any complications and whatever have you. So losing weight was one of the things that I wanted to do. Some women will differ on that. They will be like, well, you're gonna gain weight anyways, why you wanna lose the weight and then deal with it? But it didn't really matter, because that's something that I knew that I wanted to work with. There's lots of things like diabetes and stuff like that that are also very common in Asian community. And my mom is diabetic, so I just wanted to make sure that I was healthy, and I'm healthy enough that I don't have to have issues like this. So yeah, she said to me, oh, you want to look good for your wedding as well. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, and I didn't think much of it. So that was around maybe November, December when she had said it. By the year, the new beginning of 2021, by January's end, I decided to remove 75% of my carb intakes. Like I said, diabetes and everything, health conscious, and just go for a change that is permanent. And it's really hard in our community to give up carbs that you love. But anyways, I have ways that I actually have carbs. I have my cheat days. So having said that, I've stuck on to this regime, and it's worked amazingly. I have lost a lot of body fat, and oh my goodness, like the amount of body fat that I've seen just disappear, it's amazing. And I'm quite happy with it. So if anybody wants me to do a video on that, I can actually do a separate video, because I know that a lot of women are struggling with that and they're trying to find ideas. So let me know. I can actually do a separate video, and you guys can take whatever from that as well. So having said that, yeah, I started losing weight, and yeah, I lost 1.5 dress sizes, almost 2 dress sizes down. So that's a good part. And the thing is, I actually have another place where I actually mention this particular sign, which is tied up to that story. And that is that whenever I looked, or whenever I could see myself in future, because if you're on a spiritual journey, if you're awakened enough, if you have your gifts enough, you do have some sort of clairvoyance, and you will see images of things from the future. It's the future. So that's one of the signs I have here, but I'll go on that sign a little bit down the road here. But I'll just briefly mention that it really, really made sense to me when I saw myself in the future, even with 2 children out. I can see myself, totally see it very clearly, that I'm really, really fit and really, really thin. And I didn't understand that at that time, last year and the years before. I mean, I've been seeing them for about a few years now, but it's just that I've always been curvy, and I never thought that I could get to be that thin. And here I see myself actually that thin, and it was just something that didn't make sense until I actually started rolling it into my diet plan and incorporating it and losing weight, all that sort of thing. So it's starting to kind of click in place, and that's why I say things are clicking in place. So stories like this, if you have anything, you'll have to think how this applies, write it down if things are clicking, and then just see how it applies in your life. So that's my number 2 sign. Now, my number 3 sign that I have is dreams. When your twin flame starts showing up in your dreams, this has been 3 years now for us. And I never used to dream of him. And I thought to myself, okay, everybody's saying that they're dreaming of their twin flame, but I knew that was one of the signs and I didn't understand why. And the reason why being is that maybe I wasn't connected with him in that way. I have no idea. But as I healed and went about in my journey, the last 8 months have been very aggressive, where I've actually been dreaming of him a lot. And actually the last maybe few weeks or a month, a little bit maybe over, I don't know. I don't keep a tab of it because now it's very aggressive. Like where it's almost every few days that I'll dream of him, almost every day I will dream of him. So that could be one of your signs. So you'll have to see how this applies. But definitely it's one of the signs. So if you're dreaming of them. Now, we'll go into number 4. You are seeing your future with them. And how this applies is if you, in my case, it's of course very profound visions, right? I see him with my children, and I see, in fact, couple of days ago, my goodness, couple of days ago, I on my Instagram business account, his profile just randomly showed up. And you know, the way that Facebook and Instagram, all the algorithms work is that algorithms, is it? Or you know that word that I'm talking about. So anyways, if that shows up, it's because you know, somewhere either it's coming from your contact information, or it's coming from the fact that they've looked you up, you've looked them up, and whatever have you. And I'll tell you one thing, for Instagram, I'm not an Instagram person. I have a personal account that's there, but it's not doing anything. It's, you know, I don't even look at who's there that follows me or non-follows me. It's just nothing. It's a nothingness. So it's and I concentrate mainly on the Instagram public account business, because I'm always putting memes and stuff like that, and that's one of the you know, platforms that I'm on. So yeah, and from that platform I will never actually look up anybody, not even him. And like I said, I'm not a big Instagram person. So I think it was a year and a half later into my connection when I actually thought of checking him up on Instagram, and I did see him. He looks so good. We won't go there. You know, I've shared my pictures to people. I think a couple of times I've shared it to the collectives or whatever have you. Anybody that's seen him, they know that he's a really, really good looking guy. So yeah, I get, you know, flustered. and yeah, like my people that are around my you know, my personal life that have seen him, they think that he is. So yeah, it doesn't help. And I know that I shared this one time that it actually physically hurts just how good looking he is. And I'm pretty sure some of you feel the same way about your twin flame, that, you know, it's sadly enough, yes. Oh goodness. Anyways, yeah, you know, I know. I never said that I don't have issues. I do, trust me. Anyway, so yeah, he showed up in my suggestion, and I have no idea. I'm thinking that he must have looked me up because he knows now that we are twin flames. He knows that I'm twinflameunion. So he's obviously done his homework. He's checked up what I am about or what I've been doing. So, you know, and that's another thing that I want to add. It'll squeeze it in here between these topics, is that if you're dealing with a true twin flame, they will not ever deny the connection because they know that the connection is there. It doesn't matter what they do in physical reality. You know, they may be ghosting you or whatever have you, but they will never deny the connection. I know that some do, and that's when you have to actually, I've heard it from other collectives where they actually go in, they will tell this to their twin flame that, by the way, we are twin flames or soulmates, and they totally deny that whole thing. So that's, if they have done that, then you'll have to dive deep into whether that actually is somebody that you're dealing with that's a twin flame. Sometimes they don't understand the twin flame concept. They understand the soulmate more, just because soulmate was always more of a common thing that from beginning of time when you were a little child to now, everybody knows what soulmates are, right? So twin flame is a newer concept. So they may not understand that. They may understand it more like a soulmate thing. But having said that, it doesn't matter. If your twin flame knows that concept, then yeah, then you're dealing, chances are that you're dealing with somebody that is a twin flame or somebody that's on a deeper soul connection with you than just somebody that isn't, because they won't understand that. So yeah, so he must have looked me up and all that. And what baffled me was that in there was another suggestion to follow, and that was our daughter's. This person had our daughter's name in there, so that was just that blew me away. And Father's Day is coming up next week, so these kids are already somewhat wishing him already. So this is the beauty of what I teach, because you know, you have magical moments like this, and they don't miss. Even Father's Day, they don't miss. I mean, he's whether he knows it, if he's read my articles and if he's understood that part, then he'll know that they will show up in his reality some way or the other. But I know that they always, you know, go to him and what have you. So yeah, a week, and she is definitely a daddy's girl. So my God, and yeah, so she's already 1 week before the actual Father's Day. Here she is, you know, so she's done that. So it's very interesting when I say that you will see your future with them, and you actually will see the visions, and you will get glimpses of that. So it depends on your ability to be able to see that, because now this is very specific, because everybody's not that clairvoyant, right? I have actually an empath training course that's coming up, and I will actually run that every 2 months, so you may want to take a look at that. I'm still channeling the energy on what I want to offer in that course, but it will be a good course for people that want to actually really build their empath abilities, because when you actually have a very strong empath ability, or if you have, you know, those kind of gifts within you, then a lot of these things will make sense to you as you go, you know, into healing and, you know, your journey and whatever have you. So yeah, that's very specific when I say that. And if you do not know or have not seen your future with them, then that would be your deep inner knowing, right? That you do have a future with them in some way. So these are some things that will play off each other depending on, you know, your ability to understand the situation and connection. So that was sign number 4, and that was that you are seeing your future with them. Now we're going to sign number 5. You're beginning to imagine them around you. Now, it's not something that you can actually pretend, because it's not that easy to just pretend that you are having a life with them, and you know, you can talk to them. I mean, sometimes it may come a little bit easy, but it's not that easy to do that, because you have to, it's the work of the mind, right? So, you know, how do you fool your mind in that sense where you can actually envision making eggs and toast for them, you know, breakfast time, making coffee for them, or, you know, ironing their clothes. Like, you know, you can't do that, right? It's not that easy to envision it. But if it starts to come very naturally to you, then that's a sign that, because the way that it works in the manifestation world is that you're again, this is I'll go into the healing part here, and that's the whole point. You know, whatever you are feeling inside, your inner feelings and your desires and all that sort of things show up on your outer reality. So this is another way of looking at it. If you are you know, if you are envisioning the, you know, like, you know, having moments with them where you're talking to them and you are, you know, making breakfast for them, or ironing their clothes, or washing their clothes, or something crazy like that, or cracking a joke, or something, you know, something, stuff like that, day-to-day living stuff, then that's about to manifest into your reality, because it'll be so real to you that you will feel like that you are, you know, doing as if they are there, like in person. Like, you will feel like that they are almost there, and you, if somebody saw you, of course they will think that you've gone crazy, or you're losing your marbles. But to you, you know, the reality will be so vivid that you'll be able to just feel and know and sense that, okay, you know what, this is happening. So that's another way that you know, you can envision these kind of things. Or if you start to imagine them being around you, there's going to be times when you will almost feel like, you know, you've smelled them. And that's another thing that I started noticing this last 8 months. Like, I'll get a whiff of, you know, something that would remind me of his, you know, like his fragrance, or his, you know, his smell, or whatever. And, you know, it doesn't, it's not a repelling smell, or it doesn't have to be, you know. I mean, you know, if it's a repelling smell, then I don't know. I'm not going there with you and your twin flame and their repelling smell. But I'm talking about something that would remind you of their, you know, like their smell, or, you know, their fragrance, or something like that. So yeah, so if that's your situation, that would be your number 5, if you are imagining them around you. So yeah, that's, see, we're already halfway through, almost. Okay, sign number 6. I had to write everything very, very little, so that I can fit all this, because it's also, along with that, I have notes so that I don't forget anything that I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so we've got sign number 6, able to manifest other things. And that's going to be very, very specific to you and your journey. So whatever that is, I know that, see, for those people that are only trying to manifest union or physical union with their twin flame, well, then you are not really operating in the frequency that you should be, right? Because there should be other things. There's more to your life, or should be. There should be more to your life than your twin flame. And if there isn't, then you have to really go deep within and find out why that is the case. Because, you know, there's other things that you can manifest: your career, your you know, your spiritual missions, and, you know, your gifts, weight, right? Looking better, running a marathon. My goodness, like eating better. I don't know. I mean, the list is endless, right? And if you don't have things that you want to be manifesting, you know, then yeah, then you're not really operating. And that's the next portion of this. That's why I mentioned it as a sign here, is that you're not operating from the 5D frequency, because then you're actually operating from the lower 3D frequency. So, and you know that you cannot keep your relationship with your twin flame in the lower frequency, which is the 3D. And this is why you will hear this time after time, and I've seen this through clients and otherwise, where some some twin flames cannot hold their relationship. They cannot hold their engagements. They cannot hold their marriages with their twin flame. And relationships, right? The push and pull, because that's what it is. You're operating from the 3D frequency, so you can't anchor that 5D union into the physical world, and for that to happen, and this is why the entire experience of the twin flame journey is to do your soul healing, because it is a soul's journey, right? So if you are not doing your inner transformation, then it's gonna bite you at some point, because that's what it is. I know so many women have told me where they were manifesting their twin flame, or they wanted their deepest deepest desires to be engaged to their twin flame, or to to have them come back in their physical reality where they can actually have a relationship and all that. And when their twin flame actually rolls back, they feel like, oh, this is not what I had envisioned. How come I'm not excited about this anymore? How is it that, and they are not into the person, and that's because they didn't heal enough. Somewhere there is a lack of something that is still lagging in their healing, and this is why they're not able to anchor their 5D, their relationship into the 5D frequency, which is what the entire journey is about. So this is why when teachers are telling, twin flame teachers are teaching about the fact that you should be actually concentrating on yourself to remove that lower 3D frequency, and you want to operate on a 5D level. So when you do that, a lot of these things actually fall in place, and that's why you want to do that. So yeah, if you are able to manifest things, then definitely I want to say that you're operating from the 5D. So this is why again, this is going back to my other workshop that I have now, and that's the journal scripting. I know that a lot of people followed my advice and ended up creating vision boards, and they saw a lot of their things that they have listed in their vision boards come into fruition. Some of it, it's in the process of fruition, and journal scripting as well, because I got a lot of feedback. So it just goes to show that if you are operating in the 5D frequency, then you will be able to manifest a lot of things. And if you're manifesting it, you are doing it, right? So it's an exciting confirmation that you're on the right path. I also want to add there that, you can actually even manifest signs and things as well. For example, I'll give you the latest one. I actually shared this with my private Facebook group. It was, I had just thought of it. It was one of those days, and I'm like, oh, I wish that I can actually see a rainbow. And sure enough, the biggest rainbow in my balcony just kind of showed up, and I took so many pictures. Of course, I was taking it from a cell phone versus a professional camera. It's two different things, but I managed to, it was a double rainbow as well. So, I mean, how can you manifest a rainbow? You can. I've done that. This is my second time that I have been able to do that. The first time was in my first year of meeting my twin flame, when I asked Lord Shiva if he was for real, then he should show me a rainbow. And Lord, oh behold, 30 seconds later, he decided to show it to me. And the rainbow came and went so fast, 30 to 40 seconds it lasted. I almost had a heart attack, and I was driving on the highway, so I didn't even have enough time to take a picture, to just, capture that memory. Of course, I'll never forget that, because it's something that I couldn't believe. And then I was saying this to my friends, and my friends like, yeah, but then you asked, you wanted him to prove it to you, so you did prove it to you. So it just goes to show that those magical moments, you cannot put a price to it. I'm pretty sure if that happened to you guys will be like in La La Land and just in fairyland, I'm pretty sure, because it's, you know, imagine if you can imagine if you are asking for something like that and it shows up. So yeah, it's crazy. So have fun with it, because those are little things that you can actually manifest. You never know how it shows up. Another one that I want to say is actually, I'm going to go into the next topic here, next round, because that one actually is for, I'm going to write this down because otherwise I'm going to forget. Sorry, I wrote something down here. I had to write that off so that I don't forget. 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go. Sign number 7. You are having healing breakthroughs. Now, what this means is that if you are booking sessions with your healers and you're doing some amazing guided meditations on YouTube, I know that some of the feedbacks that I get from my own people is my own followers is my own guided meditations on YouTube, and people get some really amazing results with it. Of course, you know, my clients, they do as well. And when you're making breakthroughs in your healing, then you are actually on the right path and you're actually healing on a deeper level. Just be very, very thankful, grateful, be in cloud 9. I know that's, well, it's sometimes not easy to go through healing breakthroughs because they're painful as well. But once you're able to heal that aspect, whatever has come up, and you are moving on to bigger and better things, you know, you look back and you're absolutely happy about the fact that it's shown up so that you could heal it. So yeah, when you have healing breakthroughs, so that was my sign number 7, and I didn't even realize it, that I attached it to a number 7, and number 7 is a spiritual number. So it just goes to show that even whatever I've written, and it's not in any order as I'm saying, even this is proving the fact that, you know, I'm on point here to what I'm telling you guys. So thank you, Spirit, for little confirmations like this. I love doing what I do, because when you're doing it from your soul, then it definitely shows up in your reality. People resonate to the videos and people really appreciate it, because that's what it is, right? So yeah, I always want to say be in constant gratitude to everything, because this is, if you are operating from the 5D frequency, the gratitude mode that you're in is actually showing that you are in that 5D frequency, right? So, and you will find that you know, people and things will always come and aid you in your journey. So, you know, and I always see this time after time with my followers, you know, they're drawn to me and my work because it's meant for them to have that breakthrough, and they actually get that breakthrough, right? So, and when I hear success stories like that, I actually enjoy it. Not so much about your relationship with your twin flame, because I get those too, and I actually want to say that I have very little interest in the physical relationship with your twin flame, although that would be what your goal point is. My entire teaching is all about your creating the life of your own, you know, of your dreams, and your healing and your betterment and your empowerment. And of course, your twin flame is part of the package, but it's not my main focus to just focus on the relationship aspect, because there's so many areas where you need to improve in order to be in that 5D frequency, to operate it from that operating system. So this is why when people are telling me their relationship stories, I don't pay attention to those, but when people are telling me their breakthroughs in their journey, I actually do listen to that, and I actually smile, because I know that they're making some interesting breakthroughs in their journey, and that's priceless. You can't put a price to that. So we'll go to number 8. And this one is a fun one because I know that if you're awakened and you're aware, then you love your signs and syncs. So this is number 8, signs and syncs, and how this aids into your signs that your twin flame will show up in your reality. So here we've got I've got a few, and everybody will have different meanings to this. And I want to say that I narrowed it down to a few things that I'm thinking is very, very profound. Now, when you are going through your soul work, your transformation, you will see a lot of swans. And swans are good animal spirit to get, or even good sign to get in your twin flame journey. Almost everybody sees them, and if you see them on social media and magazines, pictures, movies, it's a good sign to have, because it's telling you that you are going through your transformation. Because swans are all about transformation. Think about that old folk story here, folklore story that at least I grew up with that one. It was this ugly duckling that had transformed into this beautiful swan, and it was going through a really rough patch. So you try to look for that book if you can, and it just turns into a beautiful, gorgeous swan at the end. And that's what it is. It's the whole concept of the twin flame journey, is that you are removing the ugliness from inside, all the things that are no longer serving you, and you are transforming into this gorgeous swan, right? So that's the entire twin flame experience. And of course, swans are also known to mate for life. So if you are seeing that, it's a really, really good sign that your twin flame will show up in your reality. So yeah, and I know that it's not a big one, because in the beginning of since I have known that I'm a twin flame, I've been seeing swans. So and again, all of these things are like, if I'm saying that your twin flame will show up in your reality, it could be 1 month, it could be 2 months, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, it could be when you're 80 years old walking with a stick. Time is linear. It doesn't mean anything in that sense. So nothing is set on stone on time limit here, or when this will show up, right? So I want to say that I want to make that disclaimer here. Don't come in, start yelling at me, in a few months when these signs that I'm talking about hasn't manifested in your reality, because you don't know what you don't know, and you will never know the truth, because your higher self is at work. So yeah, that's what it is. It's simple as that. So signs and things. So swans is one. Another one that I started seeing very, very, and I want to say that that's really. Of course, I see so many signs, but the ones that kind of tell me that something's happening is like the ones that kind of jump out to me from my normal 3-year journey that I have been in, right? So rise of the phoenix. And if you look at the phoenix bird, it looks like an eagle, that's rising out of the ash from the fire, or some say it's rising from the ashes, or whatever, rising from the dead, right? Whatever have you. And I started noticing that actually, I want to say about a year ago, but not as heavily as maybe the last 8 months. It turned out that I actually had changed the wallpaper of my cell phone. I put it into the Phoenix Rising wallpaper, and as soon as I did that, I think about 5 minutes later, I had just gone to WhatsApp. That's where my twin flame had blocked me, and I just decided to go there, and I have no idea why I did that, because I don't usually go to WhatsApp unless I have a message waiting for me, or if I need to use that app and send a message to somebody. So I go in there, and it was already a deep inner knowing before that. I was getting a lot of signs that it's gonna happen pretty soon, where I will see him again, and you know, these were some of the signs that I was getting. So that's why it's made it to my list. So anyways, I go into the WhatsApp, and somehow I scrolled down and I see him there, and oh my goodness. Yeah, so like I said, if anybody that's already seen my twin flame, they know that I'm not lying, because oh my goodness, yeah. So anyways, calm down, Benita. Anyways, I see I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, on camera I can do this too, seriously. So when I see him, he had like he had a pair of sunglasses that he was just hanging on the shirt, and I don't know whether it was a reflection or something. I have no idea how it happens, but then, you know, I mean, I read signs and things, right? So anyways, the wallpaper that I had in my cell phone, the Phoenix Rising, it was in black and orange, and his sunglass had the same thing in his picture, profile picture. So it was orange and black with the flames in there, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah, so that made it to my list, because I think that is very, very profound. And when I teach about the fact that you know, your twin flame is also healing and is rising from the ashes, and you know, they are also transforming from an ugly duck to a gorgeous swan. They are actually doing that, and that's just a metaphor. Of course, I'm saying, you know, I'm not meaning that they're ugly in person. You know, it's just that you're removing all your ugliness, or you know, and that's again a metaphor of all the rubbish that you have carried on from eons and lifetimes. You're actually healing it on a deeper level, than you're actually shedding all that, right? So, and this is why one of the signs, one of the symptoms that a lot of twin flames have is that once they start doing spiritual healing, especially with colored skin twin flames, they find that their skin is starting to lighten, the skin color is lightening, and you know, they are just getting lighter, and some of them have to change their makeup color and makeup and whatever have you. I had to do that as well. You know, yeah, so you know, you go through your transformation. There's so many lipsticks that I had to get rid of because they just didn't suit me. So you know, I was starting to look goth, right? It's just yeah, it's and I was able to wear those colors before. So it just goes to show that, you know, you go through some transformation. And the ones that are lighter skin, the Caucasian you know, skin tone, you know, of course, you don't get scared if you are hearing this and you're like, oh no, I don't want to look more ghostly or more white. No, actually that's not the case. For those that are lighter skin, skin will start to look more luminous and more healthier, more vibrant. So yeah, your skin does have some sort of, you know, change to it. It's not gonna be that you will start looking white and ghostly and whatever have you. And if you're starting to look like that, then maybe just check with your doctor or, you know, your medical team if there is any issues there, because it could be a health thing too. But so yeah, so that was the sunglass situation, right? Rise of the Phoenix. So yeah, that made it into my sign. And you know, I also want to add that when I saw him, of course, you know, because my clairvoyance is opened and I can read signs and things and whatever have you, I want to say that his third eye was open as well. And I have pictures of him before, you know, when 3 years prior, actually those pictures were even a couple of years prior to that, that he had taken, but he had shared it with me. His third eye wasn't open in there. So, and his third eye was open like Lord Shiva, like right up there, vertically. And so there was all these confirmation that what I teach is it does work for the rest of the collectives as well, because it happened in my connection, in my journey. And I see this because if you are transforming and healing on a deeper level, then it also has a knockoff effect on your twin flame, and it actually does happen. And I know that I've heard it from a couple of twin flames that feedback wise, so I know that that's the case. So that made it to my list, Phoenix. And we're still on number 8. I just want to say some of the important signs that you want to look out for. Another one that that made it to my list here is eagle. Now, I have been seeing this for about a few months, where I started to see eagles. You could see it on social media, you could see it anywhere, it doesn't matter. I started actually, watching Robert Zink. You might want to actually check out his channel as well. He's good with science and sinks, videos. So yeah, those would give you a really in-depth, knowledge as well. So he talks about the rise of the eagle. So I found that eagle was just around my whatever awareness. I can't even find words what that means. And then I think it was about 5-6 days ago when I shared this with my private Facebook group. I had dreamt of an eagle sitting on a tree, and it was the biggest bird. Oh my goodness, gorgeous bird. And yeah, so I had to look up the meaning behind that. So that made it to my list here, because you want to actually look for stuff like this. Another one that I want to say is, now this is going to be different for everybody, so I'm just going to give you my example so you can actually look out for something that is very specific to your twin flame connection, because my twin flame is a Sikh, Punjabi. So and because I live in a city where majority of the Indian race is Punjabi, it's the most dominant race here in BC, British Columbia. Still, I want to say that I was never ever drawn to this symbol. That's their religious symbol, Khanda. It was not something that I thought much about. It didn't trigger me that something when I see it, oh my God, what is this kind of thing, right? Because it wasn't, I've been awakened for so long that if the universe is repeatedly showing me something, I will notice it. It's, I'm pretty sure you agree there too, even in your case, in your journey, because that's what it is, right? So if you are awakened enough, then you will definitely, notice these kind of signs. So I noticed that. I noticed Waheguru, which is their Sikh god. I started noticing it on trucks and license plates, and I'm getting shivers just talking about it, because it's just so it has such deep meaning to of course it will mean something like that to you too, whatever that is, to your twin flame specific journey or whatever. So yeah, I started seeing that a lot, and I started seeing the symbol Khanda, and it actually ended up getting so, like, every other day I would see it on video, like on movies. I would see it in license, like people would have that ornament in their vehicle, and anywhere. So I decided to buy the Khanda symbol, and it went into my altar. And it was funny because I don't have a big altar, so as soon as I opened my altar, I found a little spot. It's about that big, so it wasn't that huge, and I wanted something that kind of size, because I don't have that kind of room in my altar. And I found it on Amazon, and it just, as soon as I put it there, it was like, okay, it was all predestined, preordained that I should get that and it'll go there. It already had determined its place and whatever have you. And it means a lot to me because my twin flame is very, very religious, and he is also spiritual. So I can't say about everybody else's twin flame, but to me this was something that was very important to me, that he was religious and he was spiritual, because I am that. So it's something that I didn't have to ask very hard from the universe, and I'm thankful for that. It's something that I already have within my connection, so I don't have to worry about that, because it would have been a turn off for me if he wasn't. So it's I know it's, you know what yours are with your twin flame, but this is something that I'm just glad that he doesn't. I don't have to worry about that. And the second thing that would have been a turn off for me is if he used his fake name, and which he doesn't use. He uses his birth name, and that's something that means a lot to me. I'm very traditional that way, so it's something that I'm just happy that he's it's not something that I have to worry about there. So it's I'm old-fashioned in that sense. So it's even our children, I made sure that they had Punjabi names, because I'm just very traditional that way. It's just something that it's me, so I can't change what I'm not. So that was signs and syncs. So you'll have to write down what yours is. My best advice to you here is that if you're seeing signs and syncs repeatedly, write them down, or just remember them if you're good with remembrance, and just see how that unfolds in your journey. So that would be very, very different from what I have listed here, but pay attention to the signs and syncs, and that's number 8. Now we are going into other signs. So let's hear these ones. Okay, the next one I've got is number 9. We're hitting number 9 now. What are the signs if I don't say numbers, right? So here we go. Now pay attention to the numbers, because they're not every number. I know that I have a set of numbers that I have listed that are twin flame numbers, in my article, and it's the most shared and read article, in my website. I think all the twin flames really, really like my number sequence blog, so they really look through that all the time, but not all made it here because a lot of them are not relevant. They are as angel numbers, but they're not signs towards your twin flame showing up in your reality. So there's a difference there. So here we go. 111. So 111. So if you're seeing that, we already established that 11 is a twin flame number, and if you're seeing 11s everywhere, it'll follow you in your your connection. I mean, like in my case, I'm recording this on June 11th, and exactly 3 years ago, June 11th, we met. So that's what I mean. We started talking on June 7th, and then 4 days later we met. So the 7 plus 4, that's 11. So these kind of things will always happen. His mobile number, if I add that all up, it turns into 11. If I add my mobile number, it turns into 11. My house number is 65, that's 11. So stuff like that will show up in your reality. Sometimes it's your birthday, or somewhere in your connection you'll always know the 11. So I don't want to emphasize too much on the 11, because the 11 is just confirming that you guys are on a twin flame connection. So that's why that didn't make it here in my list. You already should know that if you're on a twin flame journey, that 11 is going to be something very, very profound to your connection somewhere. You'll have to figure out what that is. Excuse me, I'm burping here. releasing. Okay, so 111. So yeah, if you're seeing that, that's a good sign, because what this means is that you are in the manifestation mode. You are in the movement, and you want to be in that constant movement. So if you ever stop seeing 111, you don't want that ever, because you want the growth to be always there. The only time you should stop growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and every way other is when you actually leave your body. So that's when you should be stopping the growth. Otherwise than that, there is no time to, there is no measure to your growth. You can always do that. So that is you going in, you're always growing into something, so something better, right? And this is another indication that you should always keep your thoughts and your your emotions in a positive note, because you don't want your thoughts and emotions to manifest in a negative way, right? Because if you're thinking of it in a wrong way or whatever have you, that's what it'll be. So you don't want that. So yeah, you if you are seeing 111, that's that you are in the alchemy mode, you're in the manifestation mode, so that's a good thing. When it comes to me and my twin flame, I want to say 1111 is huge. And whenever 1111 shows up, it's when he shows up in my reality. And I've seen that already 2 times. Because if you know my story, you know that he showed up and then he disappeared again. So yeah, it's it's very, very profound. And if you're seeing it non-stop, constantly, then that's a good sign that you will see your twin flame in reality. So 333. Now, that's an important number that made it into my list because it's the Ascended Master's number. So you are, of course, connecting to your Ascended Masters, and you're actually going into that, in that higher frequency of the 5D. You want that. You want to see triple T3, and you want to see that non-stop. When I'm talking about these numbers that I'm mentioning, I'm talking about non-stop. I'm not talking about once a day, twice a day. It has to be non-stop throughout the day, completely. So not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, non-stop. Now you're probably asking, is that even possible? It's possible. Trust me. For those that see it, I'll tell you it's possible. And the universe will ensure that is possible. So 333 is good in that sense. Like I said, you're then switching into that really high 5D frequency, so you're connecting to your Ascended Masters, so that's all a really positive sign. And also, now this is why this made it to my list, it's your energy. 333 means 3, right? So you've got 3. You've got your energy, your twin flames energy, and now you guys are creating this third energy. So that's why number 3, it's very, very important. Now, the other number is 777. So 777. So when you see that, now all of you have by now seen it in movies, if not stepped into a casino to know what the jackpot numbers look like, right? You know how that looks like. So yeah, so if you're hitting a bunch of 7s, then you've hit the jackpot. So that's what that is. It's also a very spiritual number. Like I said, it'll show up in your twin flame journey or in your twin flame mission work. It's all attached to that. So 7 is gonna be very, very meaningful to you in your soul's journey, but 777 is when you actually start to hit the jackpot in something. So when you see it, thank the universe and just be very, very happy. Go buy a lottery if you want to. If you're feeling lucky, do it. Let's see what happens. And then if you win, you can share. So The other one that made it to my list is 999. So 999. So what did I say? 999. Yeah. I'm losing count here. That one is also a good one to get because it's also heralding completion. So completion of a cycle, or like a phase, and it's good to have that. And of course, the reason why 999 is even here is because if you times 333 three times, you get the 999, right? So that's actually a really good sign as well. So that was number 9. When you are seeing some of these numbers that I mentioned, and if you're seeing them all, then yeah, yep, that's really, really good then. Okay, now we are number 10. Pay attention to this one, because if you're not here, then this may lag as well, because this is where a twin flame teacher shows up and starts telling you that you need to do this and to make it into a sign here, because without this nothing will move, right? You are focused in you and are able, how did I wrote it here? You are focused in you and are in absolute bliss state. I'll repeat that again. You are focused in you and you are in absolute bliss state. It doesn't matter whether your twin flame has shown up in your reality, or they've ghosted you again, or they are not giving you time of the day, they don't want you in physical reality, and you getting all the signs and things and all that. If you're not getting triggered by the lack of interest from your twin flame to you, you know that you have actually mastered that 5D frequency, because if you're operating from the 5D frequency, you will be in constant happy. Nothing, little things will trigger you, that's life, but it's nothing major where it will stop you from being in absolute bliss state. You'll be in happy state, and you'll be just finding that you're smiling a lot, and your people around you will feel your energy, and they will be laughing, and they will just be drawn to you, and that sort of thing, right? So that's the 5D frequency. So if you are focused in yourself and you're in absolute bliss state of being in there and not watching YouTube tarot card readings and asking the cards when my twin flame will be back and all that sort of thing, because you're too busy doing you. When you're doing you, then everything else will align everywhere else, right? So if you're in that in that state where you are just thinking about your life, you're manifesting everything, your looks, your health, your relationships, other relationships, and it'll be pretty sad. And do not tell me I don't understand that ever. I will never understand that. I sometimes hear this where some say that other than their twin flame, they have nobody around them. How is that possible? You were born into a family. Okay, if you had unfortunate events where your family deserted you, or somebody grew you up, right? Somewhere you didn't just automatically go from baby to adulthood somewhere, and in between nobody was in your life to see it through. Somebody had to be there in order for that to happen, right? So yeah, I don't understand that ever, and it's an excuse, because that doesn't make sense. If you are in that bliss state where you are healing a lot of those kind of things, your relationships with people, and you're enjoying life, you're focusing on these little things. So I want to say that that is part of that bliss state, because you're enjoying the company of other people, and you're not just focusing on your twin flame to give you the happiness outside of yourself, because the whole point of your journey is to find the happiness within you and not looking for it anywhere else. So this is why, and that made it to my list. Very important one. And number 11, we are here now, the last of the least. That is that you are letting go of the outcome. So what that means is that you are content with your situation with your twin flame not working out, or if you are not frightened and worried that it may or may not work out. You are just living your life. So they kind of interconnected, the 10 and 11, because if you are connected, if you are focused in your life, you're focused on your journey, your betterment, just working through everything, you will be busy anyways. You're going to be in busy state. You've got lots of things going on. And when you have lots of things going on and all good things going on, then there is no way that, you will have that kind of time to invest in tarot card readings and just constantly look at that and be in that frantic state where you are waiting for your twin flame to show up in your reality. So this is why every law of attraction guru will tell you that you cannot wait for the outcome. It's like I'll give you a few analogies here, right? Example, you go to a nice restaurant. I'm going to actually hook up with a friend later, and we're going to this Chinese restaurant. It's my cheat day, so I'm going to be enjoying that. And it's like her and I, we're going to go into a restaurant and we're going to place our order. The waiter will take the order, right? Write it down. You go into the kitchen. And the chef will look at what we want. We'll go pick up the ingredients from there, because you still have to grab all the ingredients that the food is gonna ask for, and they're gonna I want to say they or two or one will start preparing it. We'll bring it back, right, to the table, and we're gonna consume it, and then the waiter will come back at some point and ask, is the food okay? And you'll say yes, no, I want this, I want that. And then, you finish your meal, and after that, the waiter will bring you the check, right? So if that is all a process, then everything else is a process, right? So if you've placed your order, then you're not going to be hounding the waiter, right? Or the cook or the manager. So if I place the order and I'm waiting every minute, I'm hounding the waiter, bring me my food, bring my food. It's a process, right? They're doing their stuff. You have to sit there, wait. Majority of the time people go to a restaurant, they place the order, they know the food is coming. Sometimes it's a bit late, because depending on how busy the restaurant is, if they've got like a full house and it's a Friday night or Saturday night, those are the biggest days when the restaurants are actually making, their bulk of the money, right, for the entire week, because that's when people go out for dinner and stuff like that. I'm just saying that is all of a process. So you're not going to keep reordering the same thing or keep rechecking where the order is. The same idea is with you ordering a package from online order. So you place the order, it's on its way, and majority of the big companies will not even charge you until it's shipped. So you're not even worried about that aspect, right? And then a lot of them have really good return policies as well. If you're buying something online, that if something happens where the package is lost or whatever, those kind of mishaps happen, which happens in real life as well. Then what ends up happening is you're doing this thing, and then it comes back into motion where the package is on its way. But again, you don't start. Once you place the order, you're not hounding the vendor or the person that sold you the item. Where's my order? You'll only do that if it's for whatever reason lost in the process. and you know you've been waiting for a few months, but you know, and it's past the time when they promised you the item back, right? But that's what I'm trying to say. You're not hounding for these kind of things, is because you know deep down somewhere here in your subconscious, you know that once you placed your order, it's on its way. So when you actually look at life in general, it's the same thing. You know, you've placed the order with the universe that, you know, whatever that is, and now you've let go of the outcome because you know it's somehow on its way. So with that, these were all the signs that I had, all 11 of them, and little examples here and there to just kind of help you understand it in a better way, how to look for them. Now, as I said, this doesn't skip your healing process. It's a lot of people I find is so hung up on signs and sinks that that's all they are hung up on. They don't want to do any inner work. They don't want to do any transformation. So those will lag, you know, for your situation, right? Because even if the twin flame strolls back into your reality, you won't be able to hold that relationship very long, or it will really, really annoy you, even if it is as amazing as wedding as the end result or an engagement. You'll still be, you know, going through your highs and lows and separation and all that sort of thing, divorce and all that lovely things that happens, because you cannot hold that frequency, because you're not healed somewhere. So somewhere something's missing, and that's the whole point of your journey, is to dive into that. So with that, I hope you guys still enjoyed this this segment of my pep talk, signs and things. And yeah, actually it was what signs that your twin flame will show up in your reality. So with that, look at that, my package. Look at the timing of this video. I have FedEx just outside. I've got a lovely view here. I had a package that was supposed to come, and FedEx is here and dropping it off. So yeah, it just goes to show that even in life, everything is you know, interconnected. So yeah, it just happened now as I'm finishing this video. How about that, right? So yeah. And we were talking about that was the 11th one that I was talking about, right? You are letting go of the outcome because you placed the order. And I was talking about, you know, placing the order and forgetting about the outcome, and it'll come right at your doorstep. And here you go. I don't make these things up. Anyhow, this was my pep talk. I hope that you guys liked this segment. Let me know in the comments. This was Twin Flame Union for you guys.